girls, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a get ready with me early morning. Starting off, I'm using the NYX Shine Killer. This is more of a matte primer. I'm just going to use a tiny little pea-sized amount, warm that up between my fingertips, and spread it evenly across my face and just kind of thin it out across my skin. I recorded this video super early in the morning when nobody was up yet, so I figured I would do it as a voiceover and see if you guys like this style. Make sure to let me know in the comments. So next I'm taking my beauty blender, and I did wet it. As you can see, it's on my hand. It's just supposed to be damp, not soaking wet or anything like that, so usually I squeeze it out. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Foundation, and this is in 230. So I put a little bit on the beauty blender, and I will gradually put more on there if I feel like I need more coverage. I really enjoy the Maybelline Fit Me foundations because they have such a good coverage on them for my skin type. As you can see, I do have a lot of scarring and marks from acne over the years. I still have acne to this day. I have blemishes all over my neck just from food intolerances and stuff like that as well. As you can see here, I added a little bit more. So when I initially start putting on the foundation, I like to do my jawline first so that I can blend into my neck to start, just to make sure I cover that base. And then I will apply more if necessary, but I think on this day, I only needed to do it twice. And using concealer helps to build over top of that. Next, I am using my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is my absolute favorite these days. So here I'm actually using it as an eyelid primer because I find that actual eyelid primers can sometimes be a little bit too thick for the eye look that I'm going for. So just make sure that you spread this out nicely enough that it's not going to look too thick, and crease up your eyeshadow as you're applying it. I think that looks pretty even. Now to go in with this beautiful Colourpop palette, and this is from their Love Story collection. This one is called Lyric. This is one that when I first saw it, I knew that I had to have it. Me realizing right now that it's all backwards when I'm showing the camera the words on it, but I'm just going in with this light brown taupe color, and this I'm putting right in the crease here. This will be my blending shade, and these colors just blend out so smoothly on the eyelid. This is my transition color, and as you can see, I'm tucking that right into the lower crease, and I'm slowly working it up, blending it out right into that inner corner there, but not all the way in, so that I can keep it lighter on the inside there. And with any transition color, you want to keep blending until it looks nice and light all over. Now I'm going to go on to the other side, do the exact same thing. I did speed this side up a little bit for you. I wanted to show you what I was doing so you could see how I do it evenly. And they're not going to look perfect because it's a process and you have to trust the process. They will look good once it's all completed. So now I'm going in with that deeper brown color, and I'm going to go back into the crease again a little bit lower and right on that outer corner as well. So it's kind of almost like a V shape, and then again blending it out as best as you can so that it looks nice and smooth in that transition color there. This is something that I just absolutely love about Colourpop Cosmetics. The formula of their eyeshadows make it so easy to blend their colors together. And these mini palettes are perfect for doing more than one look. I'm taking that same brush that I was using for the first two brown colors, and I'm going back in with that initial taupe color to then again blend out the taupe and that deep brown color back into the crease. As you can see, I am lifting that color up a little bit more as I do that. And that's why I originally tucked it right into the crease, so as to give myself some room to bring that color up a little bit more. I will add highlight over top of that, so it will look a little bit cleaner when I do that. So now I'm taking a clean fingertip and I'm rubbing in this shimmery bronze color. I'm going to take this color here. Sorry, my ooh. I'm taking this bronze color and I'm putting it on the outer and the inner part of my eyelid here. It will be messy, but it's easy to clean up afterwards. And I'm saving the middle of my eyelid there for that beautiful gold color you see there because I want to do that halo effect. So this is such a buttery glitter that I am able to just put my finger in once for each eye and smooth that along my lid. Now I'm going to take my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, as I did for primer in the beginning, and I'm just going to put that right in the center of my eyelid there. That will help lighten up that area so that when I do put a lighter color down, it will really pop and look very light and glistening. So as you can see, I'm taking this flat brush and I'm trying to show you guys that I am holding it a specific way. It's going up and down like that so as to not go completely across my lid. And then I kind of twist it in an X formation so that I can get it up higher into the crease instead of blending it right across my lid horizontally. And I'm doing that again on the other side there, and you'll see why in a second. So as you can see, I am ever so lightly tapping that in and making sure it's blended in there really, really nicely. I don't want the concealer to look too thick and chunky so that when I put this glitter on top of it, it blends in there nice and smoothly. So that's just me admiring this glitter. That is such a beautiful gold buttery glitter. And as I put it on my eyelid, I probably need to dip it on each side, but look at how nicely that goes on. Like, it's very, very thick compared to that bronze color, and that bronze color was buttery as well. It was very, very smooth. I tried to use one fingertip for both eyes, but again, I did have to go in a little bit more and just grab a little bit more of that and put it on there. But look at how beautiful that color is. Just stunning. Good job, Colourpop, on this palette. Out of the Love Story collection, I believe there was 5 different palettes that you could choose from, and on the initial launch, I just grabbed 3 of 5. I do have another look on my YouTube channel with one of the other palettes as well, so if you want to see the third one, you guys let me know in the comments what you think. I'm taking that initial brush that I used for my darker eyeshadow there, and I am just reblending in there just to clean up any of the glitter that might have fallen out on top as I was applying it. Now I'm going back in with that e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and I am going to apply that to my face. Now I kind of just focus on the areas that I want to brighten or that I have more flaws, like if I have a breakout for whatever reason, or if there's darker spots and lines. Because when I do put my concealer on, I might have had a breakout there. As I put the concealer on and I blend that in, I then take my setting powder and I put it everywhere that I'm showing you that I put the concealer. I'm also letting you know that I'm putting a mask on right after I'm done this makeup look, so it doesn't really, in my opinion, in the moment, it didn't really matter if that was covered up or not because nobody was going to see it. So I am using the Too Faced Ethereal Setting Powder to bake my face now. And I'm just going back in with the Beauty Blender that I originally used for my foundation and concealer. So I think I'm almost done this powder and ready to open a new jar. But for now, this is working fabulously for my skin. This is me just being insecure, making sure that I've blended everything out so perfectly because past YouTube videos that I've created show that I'm not very good at blending apparently. So this is where I'm cleaning up any eyeshadow fallout that may have happened, or if I want to clean up those edges to be more sharp, this is the perfect way to do it. So I can take this Beauty Blender with the powder on it and kind of pat it in where I want it to look nice and sharp. I am also using this to kind of contour my face, how I had it down my nose, and I let it sit for a little while and then slowly kind of brush out all of that excess powder. Creases of my nose like to hold the powder for whatever reason, so I kind of focus on that area as well. I will let it sit under my eyes for a little bit longer because I want it to be a little bit more brighter in that area. And now I'm taking my JCat face palette. I'm using both of those brown colors together and using that to now bronze and contour my face. This has been one of my amazing finds. I actually found this palette at Marshall's in Canada for I think $12.99, and I love using this as my like daily go-to because the color of the bronzers in there are just perfect for my skin tone. There is a highlighter in there and a pinky highlight, which could be used as a blush as well, but for the bronzer itself, those are my favorite ever. Now I've taken the brush and I've kind of squeezed it together to make it a flat brush, and then I kind of shape my nose with it a little bit. I don't go too crazy with the definition on it because I just like to give it a light little look. Now I'm going to use the Maybelline Sky High mascara. This was like a huge trend on TikTok, so I was so excited when I finally found this at my local Shoppers Drug Mart. I believe it's about a $15 mascara, and I'm not really huge on mascara. I usually just put on falsies when I want to make a look really, really, poppin', but because I had to go in for a work meeting, I figured let me put on some really nice mascara and make the look a little bit nice and finished. Now, I'm not huge on the hype on this mascara. It is really good, and I am very, very happy with it. I did buy 2 actually when I purchased this one because I was worried that it was going to be that amazing and I'd never be able to get my hands on it again. So I did kind of jump the gun on that one, but it is a really nice mascara. I'm just not a huge mascara person. So this was me just going in with the first coat of it. I usually like to do 2 coats just to kind of give it that length and volume. So here, as you can see, I'm such a weirdo when I put on mascara that I don't move my hand to go through my lashes. I actually shake my head so that I can get through all of them nice and cleanly. What do you guys think? Have you tried this mascara yet? Do you believe the hype? Let me know in the comments. Next, I'm actually going in with my absolute favorite liner for my waterline. This is the Milk Makeup Smudging Liner. It came in one of my previous BoxyCharm boxes, and it's been my go-to ever since. I recently actually received a Tristique brand eyeliner that has a smudge on it as well, and I was super impressed with how it works, but I think this is still my #1 eyeliner. I feel like it's super awkward watching somebody put on eyeliner on their waterline, so my apologies, but you know, you can see how easily it glides on there and how the color stays on there as well. All right, now I'm going in with coat #2 of the Sky High Maybelline mascara. And you'll see here now this is more for volume. So when I do coat 1, it kind of lengthens it a little bit better. And then when I do #2, I'm kind of pushing it close to my waterline as possible. And then giving it a little bit of mascara at the tips just to thicken it up a little bit. I gotta say though, when I am trying to wash off my makeup at night, this is incredibly difficult to get off. And I do use micellar water. I will put that on a cotton pad and kind of gently rub it on my lashes to get it off. But it's a sticky one for sure. As you can see, I was pretty impressed after the second coat, as opposed to just a single layer of that good stuff. Okay, now I'm focusing back on my face with the Juvia's Place Cleo highlighter. You guys, this stuff is incredible. I just take a little brush there and I dab it onto the high point of my cheekbone. And you can see I'm really not using that much at all. I put a little bit in the lid, tap my brush in and put a little speckle there. And then I just kind of brush that out. So I do put a little bit on the tip of my nose and brush it upwards a little bit to give it that definition. And I like to put it in the inner corner of my eye to give it that little bit of a pop in there as well. It kind of finishes the eye look when I do that. And I like to put a little bit underneath my brows to give my brows a little bit more definition as well. If you've never heard of Juvia's Place, I have done a video reviewing some of the products that I purchased from them as well. I can link that below so you guys can check it out. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that. And like this video if you haven't already. I really appreciate the love and support that you guys give me. It means so much to me. All right, you guys, I'm just making sure that I'm blending out any of that extra glitter. I mean, it's going to be there a little bit because it is glitter, and we all know what that is of arts and crafts, right? So, okay. This is a Milani Blush. This is the shade 01. This is another one that I've just kind of been picking up and going to grab when I'm doing a daily look. It's a very light pink blush. So I must have forgot that I had powder under my eyes that I wanted to clean up before I did that. And the highlight, I should have done that before I had the highlight on there. So I'm actually using a flat-ended contour brush. So apparently I just dropped the little brush that comes in the blush compact, but that's okay. So I am using a flat-ended contour brush for my blush because I like to just push it into my cheeks and figure out on my skin where I want to put that. So I like to push it up towards my eye a little bit and a little bit towards my nose, but not all the way over because then it just looks like a hot mess. And then I even take the blush and I put a little bit on the tip of my nose like it's a cold winter day, and it looks really, really cute with the highlight underneath it as well. I've seen Milani blushes for a long time, and I was so happy that I finally was able to pick one up because that has, like I said, been my go-to. Now I'm going in with a Colourpop Lippy pencil. Oh, but first apparently I need to highlight my lip. And I was trying this bronzer thing where you can contour your lips a little bit to make them look a little bit fuller. I didn't find that it really made much of a difference. Maybe I did it wrong, but, you know, it's all about the liner to me. The Colourpop Lippy pencils are some of my favorite lip liners. They are so creamy and they work so well on my skin. I find that they don't bleed out and they sit so nicely. They wear so well all day long. So basically I like to start with my Cupid's bow and then slowly make my lip rounded on top and tuck it in as I get to the edge there. As you can see, I don't like going all the way to the edge of my lip, so I kind of open my mouth up to bring it down so it doesn't make it more of a long look on the top part. Because when I go into the bottom, I like to make the bottom lip look longer, and it just kind of makes that contouring look for a more fuller lip on top. And I think that that's a personal choice because of my own lips. Like, everybody's lips are so completely different, so you'll do something different for yours, but this is kind of the basis of how I do my lip liner on my own lips. Because my bottom lip is more full, I kind of follow my natural lip line on the bottom, where on the top, I like to kind of curve it in before it gets to the end to give it that full look. I'm putting a line up the bottom of my lower lip again because it gives it that pouty look. And I'm just cleaning up my edges around the side. Now one side looks a little bit more full, so I have to go back on the other side and make it more even. Unlike the eyes with the lips, you kind of have to focus on making it look even, otherwise it just looks messy. So now that I've filled that lip liner in as much as I wanted to, I grabbed a Colourpop liquid lipstick, and this is actually an older one that I have. This is in the shade Midi, M-I-D-I. This is kind of like Anastasia Beverly Hills Pure Hollywood liquid lipstick. I believe it was like a dupe when they first came out. And as you can see, I'm not doing too much because I don't want it to be a chunky look. I just spread it out very lightly. I press my lips together to blend that color into the lip liner itself, but I bring that color up as high as I can on the lip liner to make it look very natural. Normally, this is where I would be putting a lip gloss on top of this look, but because, like I said, I'm going to be wearing a mask right as soon as I'm done putting this makeup on anyways, I didn't want to put lip gloss on because that would just be a mess all over my face. But when I do the lip gloss, I do the same thing. I apply it as high up as possible on that lip liner because when it all blends together, it just makes it look so full and juicy. I did make a video as well overlining my lips, and you can check that out. I'll link them all below so you guys can check them out. This is the Matte Continuous Morphe Setting Spray, and normally I like to spritz out a little bit after I shake it, just to make sure no chunks fly out of my face, because sometimes they're known for that. I like to spray a lot because I want it to set very nicely, that it'll last all day long. So here you can see my finished makeup look, and I guess I was judging some of the marks all over my chin, but I mean, hormonal acne is a thing, so this is my face. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. Thank you guys so much. Like this video if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button to see more videos from me. And thank you for getting ready with me today. I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out today, and I hope to see you soon.